I, so as every red tent begins, I wanted to, before we begin, like to state that this is a safe place, safe space. So to do so, there needs to be an agreement that what is said in tent is kept in tent. Asking everyone agrees that you only speak about your own experiences and only give advice when asked. We will be talking about deep personal things in red tent and a gentle reminder that we can disagree and still accept each other. Can I have a show of hands for everyone willing to keep this space confidential for themselves and everyone here? Okay, thank you. So first off, I'm sure everyone's well acquainted, but if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, and then what brought you to Joy Guild? So if I may ask, Jet, if you wouldn't mind.
Hi, I'm Jet, she, her, and what brought me to Joy Guild? Well, the pandemic for one, of being in a very isolated state and I'm a very introverted person by nature, and being forced to not interact with anybody for several months really turned me into a complete hermit. And so I tried to push myself to start talking to people again. So I started doing AJ's Red Tents. And then once she started the Joy Guild, then I joined the Joy Guild as well to help myself talk more. And yeah, and now I'm just a very active participant with my Joy Guild family. I've spoken.
Thank you for sharing. I'm sure we can all relate to that in one way or the other. So thank you for sharing. Angel, what about you?
I can't never see glasses or not, so I'm always squinting. Anywho, I am Angel. Let's see, what brought me to Joy Guild? Well, I initially was in the Embodied and Joy group, went to one or two red tents. She mentioned about the Joy Guild, and I was like, your girl is on it. And then I ended up joining, and I'm glad that I did. One of the best decisions of my life, and not just for myself, but for my daughter. Like she right now she's downstairs. She's like, you do your own meetings, mom. But normally she likes to pop her head in, hi guys. So it's been really good because what I learned here, sometimes I can incorporate with her. But that's what brought me here. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever done. I have spoken.
Thank you for sharing. One thing I want to make sure of too is that, again, looking at everyone is accounted for that is coming tonight, or will we have some more people coming in?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, we do guild a little differently, so the doors just stay open the whole time. So people.
Oh, okay.
Tara's moving today, and I haven't heard from Lisa lately. I sent out an email, so this is probably us. There might be one or two people that hop on, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. So AJ, what about you?
Yeah, I'm AJ, she, her. I started the Joy Guild as like, because I miss in-person tent where like then we're in community and we have like we're chatting throughout the month and things. And so like with all the online tents, it was like, you have this group for the evening and then you're just like, bye, maybe I'll see you again, maybe not. And so I liked that Joy Guild is like the same people. So you're like sharing and learning. And then you have the space all months to be like, remember how I said this like 2 months ago? Like this happened today. And then like, we're going to talk about this intent. So like having that community, it's been really nice and I love it. Yeah. Thanks. I've spoken.
Well, I'm Brooke, and I actually met Hey Jay. Hey. I actually met AJ through Henna, military spouse. So people were praising her for her henna artwork, and I was in that phase of trying to find myself again because I've done that several times. So um, just thought that I would adorn myself to kind of honor myself. And then we just got to talking about everything. And then we wound up hosting before the pandemic, like a week before they shut everything down, we had a women's retreat. So yeah, that 2020 was a crazy year. So she actually brought me to Red Tents through henna, and has helped heal a lot of trauma. So it's just Red Tent has been really eye-opening that there are other women out there that have gone through the same things, and I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Or like other people's stories kind of give you hope, or like you have stories that you can share too. So hopefully whatever I bring you tonight, or whatever is brought to the table in general, like you said, can be shared. I can relate to you, Angel, because I just had a daughter in 2020. She just turned a year old. So I'm breaking those past connections and wanting to heal the line so that she doesn't go through what I went through with the women in my family. So I see you. Okay, so I have spoken. Oh, I'm the host. Okay. So this is what, here we go. Again, I am coming to you from not only 2020, pregnant and pandemic. I am coming to you as finding myself again. And through that, I did with yoga. So if you find anything, if you know yoga or anything, then some of the things tonight may resonate with you with that. If not, then it's a learning experience, and I can't wait. So the theme for tonight is attachment or non-attachment or non-possessiveness. So if you want to go ahead and get out your journals, your whatever you use. I used to be a highlighter, colored pencil, color coordinator myself. So if you want to go ahead and just get your note-taking things, and whenever you are settled and ready, if you can just give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. All of the things, I love it. That's what this is. I just took a wine glass and it's all here. See Snow White? Yeah. Also, I'm an anxious talker. More, even better. Okay. Yeah. Once you're all settled, just go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Queen of crayons. That's good to know. Thank you, AJ. Okay, so yeah, so tonight is going to be about attachment, non-possessiveness, and how we can utilize that. So we begin our circle with focusing on our breath. And sometimes people don't have a correlation between the breath and attachment. So what we do is wherever you are, let's all get together and take a moment and just notice like your natural breathing rhythm. So just wherever you are, just sitting here. Like right now, I'm a little anxious. So my heart's pounding a little bit and my breath is a little shallow. And so from there, we're also going to notice the thoughts as they pass, and then they come back to the breath. Come back to your breath. Is your breath shallow and short? Is it deep and long? And is it a mixture of each? So once we're in, also notice your posture. What's your posture like as you breathe? So it's okay. This is you. This is the natural you. Don't worry about, no judgment here. Don't worry about anything. So now we're going to do a little breathing exercise. And all we're going to do is with each natural inhalation and exhalation, take a moment and close your eyes. And just notice your brow line, your tongue, shoulders, and your jaw. Usually these 4 areas can be unknowingly tense as we concentrate on those passing thoughts. May it be normal day life, stressful things, past, present, future. It could be happy things, past, present, future. The tension created when the muscles are constantly flexing can lead to headaches, poor posture, and erosion of our teeth. Holding that tension, holding on to the thoughts of what needs to be done or what should be done, can eventually manifest from a thought we hold on to into a physical state of being. Where do you hold your tension? Take notice in that. So for myself, example, I hold more tension in my right shoulder than my left from breastfeeding. Something as simple as that. I have tension in my hips, low back. Posture could be a little more erect. So just those kinds of things that we notice. Are we clenching our jaws? The tongue stuck to the roof of our mouth. And then as you take notice of all these things within your body, your breath, where you hold tension, the thoughts that pass by, I'm going to read a quote and we will discuss it. So the quote is, "When we experience the completeness of being loved, the satisfaction of a superb meal, the acknowledgement of work well done, we can easily want to hold on to these moments and never let them go. It is easy to want the same satisfaction and begin to demand the same fulfillment from these things again and again. It is the nature of things to change, and by falling or failing to let them change or move on, they begin to disappoint us. What we try to possess possesses us. How do we move through life loving deeply and engaging fully without getting attached? Looking at the inhalation and exhalation of the breath gives a glimpse into the ability to let go rather than be attached." And that is by Deborah Adele. So what I would like to is, if anything resonated with you, we're going to take 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. And if you need me to repeat anything, just let me know. And we can go ahead and open our eyes. And now I have a couple of questions for you, if you want to jot them down. Oh, no, I can copy and paste it. So chat. Let's see.
Yeah, Brooke's on top of it. She was ready to copy and paste.
All those research papers I had to do. But yeah, you just want to look over that. Or even if you want, I can go ahead and give you the 6 questions that I have. And that way you have the quote and you can keep going back and forth to it. So the first question I have for you is, what does attachment mean to you? You know what? I can do this too.
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and
questions
take
in the chat. Yeah.
It'll be easier for everyone. I'm a very visual learner too. And then AJ, would we like to play some music, or would you guys want some silence for this?
You can play some music.
Okay. So is this where I share my screen?
Share sounds.
Do what?
Remember, so there's like share screen, but then there's the advanced sharing option, and it's just share screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, computer audio, correct? We went over this. We good? has a hand on your heart, whatever you feel. So, like less than a minute. Good. Good. So, wish there was a way to fade out the music, but that's just a perfectionist in me. And I couldn't keep my hair down. I had to find a pin and shove it up. Like I couldn't do it. So yeah, so going over that paragraph, if anyone wants to volunteer to go first and discuss the questions, or I can pick some. Angel. Okay, go ahead, Angel. Thank you.
Okay, so one of them I wasn't sure, and that was number 4. So I put on there not sure because I did not quite understand what it meant. The inhale of life. So that one I wasn't sure.
I think we can get to that one. Go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, attachment means like to connect with, to hold on to, fondness of, things like that. And the part that really resonated with me in that quote was like the looking at the breathing, the portion at the very, very end. Because then when we did that breathing thing, there were some things that you mentioned that I was like, holy buckets, like that is so me. Like, for instance, the teeth and headache thing. My tongue is always at the roof of my mouth. I got TMJ, but I notice I'm always clenching my cheeks and stuff, or my teeth. And yeah. And then I noticed a lot of my tension while I have back problems and it's down there. A lot of it tends to be from here all the way up. And when it does that, it causes the headaches and all that jazz and migraines. And it's just horrible. And then for number 3, something that I don't remember what the actual question was, but I said, seeing my daughter smile, hearing her laugh, breath work, and my sisters with their accountability in me, us being in a group, like that was like a thing for me. And yeah. Oh, the stuck or stressed, certain family, my head, physical things like back pains, the whole shindig. And then things that I want to exhale, worrying about what certain family think and say about me and how I live. And I think that might be it. So I've spoken.
Thank you. Yeah. So what is the inhale? It's basically I think it could be answered with what's giving you life or relief, because that's what our inhale does. Because if we hold our breath too long, what brings relief? Wait, exhale, and the next breath. So the inhale, it sounds like it's your daughter. If you don't, I don't mean to, but and I don't mean to, but that's like for me, that's what my inhale is my husband and my daughter.
Yeah, from what you explained, that sounds about right. I mean, she's my everything. Like I put everything into being a mom, so it kind of makes sense.
AJ, did you volunteer?
Yeah. I can go. I thought like what does attachment feel like mean to me? Um, it kind of feels like clinginess and like almost like I can't let go and like approval, like this proves that I'm worthy and proves that I'm good enough or that I deserve or that I'm allowed, like that I can't attach just for the sake of attaching. Like there's always got to be meaning. So attachment feels like a huge multi-layered kind of mess. Stands out the most of like the when we experience the completeness of being loved. And I wrote like, I don't know if I ever just allow myself to receive the completeness of being loved. Like if I've always got to like explain it, I'd be like, oh, I can get this because I did XYZ. And so just noticing like I can let, and then the possess because it possesses us, like, yeah, that's the whole thing. Giving me relief and life right now is you leading this tent is what I wrote down right now. And then I got a job this week, like a full-time job working as an art assistant for a artist who's needing help finishing his pieces for his next gallery show. And so I just get to paint for hours a day, but it's somebody else's work and he just tells me what to do and I do it. And today I got paid and it's like, it's a real job. And I'm like, okay, but it's like my nervous system. I was, the burnout battery, we've done that before and we've kind of talked about it. Like I've been 35 and below for the last year and a half, essentially. And this week was the first time that I was like, I think I'm 43 today. And I was like, oh, that's the first time I've been in the 40s in like at least 12 months, if not like 18. So that's really cool. So that's giving me life right now. And stuck or stressed is like my schedule is doing this now that I'm adjusting. Man, just time. Time is weird. So just adjusting to that. And then I got this trip coming up, but I have to take a COVID test to go. And my COVID test is right before my flight. And so if I don't want to get stuck in DC if I pop positive, but I won't know because the PCR test. So and the artist, he smokes. And so I'm like hoping that my scratchy throat is just because he's smoking and not because I have COVID. So I'm going to take a rapid test, but like, I'm nervous.
Welcome, Tara.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm Brooke. I'm leading tonight. How are you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead, AJ.
Oh, I was just gonna ask Tara, are you feeling okay?
I've been sleeping pretty much all day. My husband came up positive on Thursday and I came up negative and I was fine. It was this morning I woke up that I had the fever and chills and all that. So yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yes.
Thank you, Angel.
Well, thank you for coming tonight. I'm glad to see you. Yes, agreed, AJ. So Tara, if you want, within the messaging the chat, we actually have a quote that I read with the questions to follow. So that's just what we're going over right now. And Angel and AJ have already shared their responses. So Jet, if you would like to go ahead.
Yeah.
And then Tara, if you feel like sharing, I know with your throat, you don't have to, but do whatever you feel comfortable with. So yeah, Jet, if you want to go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So for me, attachment mainly means like loyalty, even if it's unfaltering loyalty. And I think my brain sort of more took it in to mean more like unfaltering in unhealthy situations. Um, so it wasn't, attachment almost seemed more negative than a positive, is sort of how I was reading it. Um, but then, so what what stood out to me the most, well, now I have to bring my chat back up. Uh, what stood out to me the most was mainly acknowledgement of work well done, um, and all of the different motifs with work, of just because that's been my current focus. Well, it's been my focus for over a year. Um, probably about as long as the Joy Guild has existed, I have been attempting to move on from my current job, but have been dragging my feet. Um, and AJ's laughing because she knows it's true. Um, but with that, a large part of it is loyalty as to why I haven't left, of loyalty of my coworkers, and also because I feel I'm really good at my job, and so um, it feels really good to get the praise that I get, um, even though I mean the praise doesn't necessarily pay the bills though, and praise doesn't help you buy a house and grow up and move on with your life. Uh, and but also praise or my worldview has also shifted a little bit. Well, I mean, it's never really been a fan of retail in general, but my worldview has kind of shifted a little bit to where I don't feel like my values align with my job. So just because I don't necessarily want to uh, succumb to uh, consumerism, and I would like to like focus my energy on the opposite of acts of service and recycling and stuff like that, and that doesn't really happen with retail. Um, so so all the different things saying about uh, it's easy to want the same satisfaction and begin to demand the same fulfillment from these things again and again. I've been failing to move on, and they are definitely beginning to disappoint me. And so, yeah, it was just very poignant. So what is giving me life or relief, and what is the inhale of my life right now? Definitely my nieces. It's always my go-to uh, answer. um, next being my family, so the rest of them. And then few but solid friendships that I have, and also my roommate, because she's essentially like my older sister at this point. Like we're practically siblings at this point. So just yeah, the community and relationships in my life right now would be the most important things to me. Excuse me. And what is something that is making you feel stuck or stressed? And what is something you would like to exhale in your life? Work. And then I also put my roommate Chelsea thinking about moving in with her boyfriend Kevin is definitely making me stressed, because she just in the last week, she previously we had talked many times about like when we planned on moving out and stuff like that. And I mean, I've been had the mindset of wanting to buy a house for the last 2 years. So like we both knew that we both are planning on moving on eventually, but the fact that she is thinking like at the end of our lease, she's going to move on. And so at the end of our lease, I have to figure out what I'm doing because I don't want to just be in this empty house by myself. I also can't afford that. But then also, I don't have enough money for a down payment for a house right now, so I'm also stressed about that. Of and yeah, just not having enough money for that goal. So then the stress of also like, am I going to need to rent another place or find a roommate or whatever before I can actually start my lease is up in May, AJ, so I have a few months. But it's not like right away. But when since we've been talking about this lease, or since we've been talking about, we've been very open about talking about like when we plan on moving out. And previously she had made it sound like it was going to be like 3 years before she's willing to move in with her boyfriend, because like they were still like kind of like they like, you know, whenever he comes over here and stays for a while, or when she comes over to his and stays a while, like she's always so relieved to be back home and not with him 24/7. So the fact that like that changed abruptly was just kind of I don't know, just a little hard to take in just in the last few days. And to, you know, try to be supportive even though you kind of feel like you're getting broken up with. um, so so yeah, those are things that are mainly keeping me where's the thing, uh, stuck or stressed. I also noticed, just since you did mention clenched teeth, I've also noticed that for the last 2 days when I have been driving, I have been clenching my jaw the entire time I've been driving. So I've been like trying to, like, I've been driving with my tongue in between my teeth to like force myself to not. It's very uncomfortable. um, and yeah, that's mainly it, I guess. So I've spoken.
Hi, Tara. Hi. Tara, I want to apologize. I thought I sent that to you, or I thought that you could see what we had in our group chat. I didn't realize that. So I shared it with the group again. Would you rather me send it directly to you? Oh, I'm sorry. Would you rather go ahead and send it to you?
No, I have it now.
Okay.
I can see it. It just, when I came in, I only saw the conversation thereafter. I didn't see
Ah.
anything.
Okay, thank you. It's first time technical difficulties for me, so I appreciate your patience. Yeah. So Tara, if you want, we can, do you feel that you've got, I'm thinking too much. Tara, would you want to go ahead and give a response to that with the questions that are there, or how do you feel?
Sure. I guess what resonates with me about this is where it says it is in the nature of things to change, and by failing to let them change or move on, that they begin to disappoint us. So I try and I know people tell me this is not the way to think, but you know, if you don't expect anything from anyone and you don't get it, you're not disappointed. So when somebody gives you something and it's not expected, it's a bonus. So I try really hard to not expect it, because I do tend to look forward to things or expect things, especially like, for example, with my partner or my children or people that are close to me in my life. You get in a certain pattern of giving and receiving and whatnot. And so I think it's really hard for me to let that go, because you get in the habit of your expectations being what they are. So I do occasionally have to step back and realize, hey, they have a life, they have this, I have a life. It's not always going to be the same. There's issues going on in both of our lives right now. So that's kind of what stands out to me. What is giving you life or relief? Right now, I'd say my husband. I did get to spend time with my son Connor, so that was nice. Been talking to my son in Florida, Alex, so that's good. So that's kind of what's doing it for me now. My friend in California and I talk like every day, sometimes several times a day, so that really helps. What is making me feel stuck or stressed? My job. I actually started looking at maybe redoing my resume. I work for the state. I'm a case advisor. And between the whole COVID thing, I mean, I got trained to do my job, and then this whole COVID thing happened, and all of our policies changed, and the stress of trying to make sure that we're doing everything according to new policies. And every time you turn around, there's a new policy that comes out that you have to adhere to. And now we're starting to do with that away with the COVID policies little by little. But it's been like 2 years since I've originally worked in normal case. I don't really remember what the original policy was. So it's very stressful, and I'm thinking of finding a different job. I mean, another thing that I find stressful is my pay. Come to find out that we don't get time and a half. I know it's federal law, but we don't get time and a half because I'm salary. I work for the state. I get premium pay, which is only like $2 and change more an hour. And they're requiring us to do mandatory overtime and have been since COVID started in March of 2019. So we're back to 20 hours of mandatory overtime. So, you know, it's not worth the stress or the effort for me when I look up a job and I see that somebody working at Lowe's is making almost as much as I do with practically the same benefits and less stress. So I'm thinking of finding a different job. Something I would like to exhale in my life would be my job and financial concerns. I know AJ knew this, but my husband lost his job in September, and our son lives with us. He's 30, but he's a roommate and pays a portion of the rent and the water. But when my husband lost his job in September, I kind of tried to have a talk with him about, hey, I need you to step up and start paying a third of the other bills that you use, like the electric, like the gas, like, you know, the internet. He's like, well, I could do it maybe after the first of the year. I'm like, no, I don't need help after the first of the year. I need help now. You know, your dad lost his job, and I've wiped out our savings to pay all of the bills for this coming month. So kind of need you to help now. I think a stress of mine is having to worry about if he can pay the bills. He had some car problems, and so I wound up covering his portion of the rent in December, and he had more car issues, so he has yet to pay me back. But that I have other bills to pay. I have my student loans to pay, and you know, other stuff. And So the financial strains right now is a burden. My husband is like, oh, if we have it, we have it. If we don't, we don't. And I grew up that way. You know, I grew up really poor, but I don't want to live that kind of life. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. And so my husband and I had that talk about putting money away. It just seems like the only way I could convince him to put money away was to say, hey, why don't we save for a vacation? I don't know if he even thinks about saving for a rainy day. So that's my stress, is my job and finances. Spoken.
Thank you for sharing, Kara. That's a lot of that's a lot. And I hopefully relief will come soon. Hopefully the exhale will come soon for everyone that is needed. Thank you all for sharing your responses to that. So the next portion of this, with everything when we first started, and forgive me, Tara, is it? Okay, forgive me for mispronouncing your name. We started just noticing our breath and noticing where we are, tension, things like that in our body. So now, after going over that quote, we want to come back to our breath, just however our breath is now. Going back to the brow, we focus on the brow, our jaw, like where our tongue is, if it's pushed up at the roof of our mouth, and our shoulders. And have they changed at all? Are you more aware of where you're holding tension in your body since we first started? Are you more, how has it changed, if at all, since we first started talking? We often feel that our breath is our breath and there is no changing or evolving. The breath provides life. The breath can either energize or calm our physiology and mental state. It could even heat and cool the body as we increase and decrease blood flow. If we hold our breath for long periods of time, we can build up our lung capacity with practice, or we can simply just faint and pass out. So with that, are we holding our breath, or are we inhaling and exhaling right now? So are we stuck midair like a trapeze artist? Or are we actually grabbing the bar next to us? That's one of the examples too, is as a trapeze artist, you live from bar to bar. So at times we could feel like we're stuck midair and we're just waiting for that bar to reach us, but we have to reach for the bar too. So you may be stuck in midair right now, but that bar is coming. You're reaching and it's coming. And then what I have for you tonight is a body scan meditation. So it has some facial movements if you wish not to share the facial movements. So I have no problem. It's going to be raising your eyebrows and opening your jaw. So if you wish to kind of keep that private, then you can go ahead and just turn the video off of your screen, lay down off camera, whatever you feel. I just wanted you to keep that in mind as we do this meditation. So if you want, you can go ahead and get comfortable in a seated position, lie down position, grab a blanket. I see Tara has a furry friend. Yeah, those are good cuddle buddies. So yeah. So what we are going to do is come to a comfortable position, either lying down or seated. And then once you have found a comfortable position, place one hand on your heart and the other on your belly, and gently closing your eyes. exhale with your normal breath, feeling your belly rise with the inhale and fall with the exhale. Each breath sinks us deeper into the surface we are weighted against. Each exhale brings us back to a resting position. Take notice. Is your brow furrowed? Is your jaw clenched? Are you forcing the tongue to the roof of your mouth? Are your shoulders drawn in towards your ears in a shrug? Inhale. Exhale. Notice. On your next inhale, bring your shoulders close to your ears in a shrug. Furrow the brows tight. Gently clench the jaw and press the tongue to the roof of your mouth. Exhale, raise your eyebrows, open your mouth, release the tongue, and drop the shoulders down. Inhale, shrug the shoulders tight to the ears, furrow the brows, clench the jaw, and press the tongue to the roof of your mouth. Exhale, raise your eyebrows, open your mouth, release the tongue, and drop the shoulders down. Come back to your normal breath. Taking notice of any differences that may have occurred. Gently rock your head side to side for 3 rounds of your natural breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And on your final exhale, come back to a neutral position. Now we begin to breathe in deep for a count of 4 seconds. Through the nose, inhale for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 8. If this count seems to strain you, the most important is to make sure that the exhale is double the amount of the inhale. So if you can breathe in 3 seconds, exhale for 6. Inhale and exhale. Keep this deep breathing, being mindful, whatever your count, that the exhale is double the inhale. And if your mind wanders, let the thought pass, acknowledge its presence, and come back to the breath. Inhale, exhale. Notice. Finding that stillness, the only movement we will have from here will be our breath. As we scan the body and walk through the stars, inhale in starlight and exhale in stardust. With each breath, imagine your body floating above where you currently are. Inhale, exhale, and release. As As you float, you are lifted into the sky, above your house, above your town. You float in the stratosphere with every breath. Let go of your earthly attachment. Inhale, exhale, release. As you float higher and higher, a gold light begins to wash over you. The gold light begins to warm you as it graces the top of your head. Your hair begins to change. The light melts over your forehead, softening the brow, tickling the nose. Inhale, exhale, release. Warmth envelops the cheeks as the jaw lessens its grip to release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Starlight warms the muscles in your neck down to your shoulders as the light persists down the body. Down from your shoulders to your elbows, your wrists, tops of the hands, through the fingertips, creating a beacon in the universe. Feel the warmth drip down your collarbone, shoulder blades, torso, draping down your hips, thighs, knees, calves, shins, ankles, tops of the feet, bottoms of the feet, and then illuminating from your toes. Inhale, exhale, release. As you propel through the atmosphere, feel your earthly clothes shed as you are adorned by the stars. Inhale, exhale, release. Your hair, gown, crown, whatever you are wearing is given to you because you so wished it upon those stars, even if it's wearing nothing at all. You find yourself floating in the stillness of space with more stars coming closer and closer, your body warm and weightless. Inhale, exhale, release. Stars were shown the way to you from your beacon of light, their warmth and radiance washing over you, each emitting their own light as they attach more stars, and the infinity of it all creating our galaxy. A star, hair flowing and garb glowing, presents you with a gift. A box wrapped in ribbons and bows. You open the box to reveal a mirror, your light shining brightly through the reflection. Inhale, exhale, release. The mirror shows the image of you lying where you are back on earth, smiling, with the same light entering your body with every inhale and release through every exhale. The universe gives you warmth and light. You need to inhale the starlight so you may exhale the stardust. Inhale, exhale, release. As you stare at the you that is in the mirror, the you that you have worked so hard to become, the light begins to recede. It goes up the toes, the ankles, the legs, the torso, shoulders, neck, jaw, cheeks, eyebrows, and through the top of the head back into the universe, back inside of you. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Each breath brings you back down to earth as you slowly float over your town, your home, and merge back into the present you. Breathing deeply, you inhale the starlight and exhale the stardust. Breathe in deeply and enjoy the fullness of the inhale. Let go just as deeply and enjoy the release of the exhale. The more stardust we let go of, the more room there is for starlight in the next inhale. Inhale. Exhale. And smile. As we come back to the present, begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, gently sway your head side to side. As the smile you saw in the mirror gently caresses your face, open your eyes and welcome back to earth. So, welcome back. Now, to follow with that meditation, I have once again some reflection questions that I can post in the chat. I'll go ahead and do that now. The first question being, where did you find the most tension in your body? Should probably add, and where did you finally get relief? And then what senses did you experience? Warming, cooling, sights, smells, colors? How were you adorned? And who was the person, the star, if it was a person at all, who gave you the gift? Oh, yes. Oh. I also have a few more I missed. What did the mirror look like? What color was your stardust and starlight that you were inhaling and exhaling? And after that, do you feel lighter or heavier? We can take about 3 minutes. I think that's a good amount of time. Just to kind of reflect on that. If you need more time, just thank you. Thank you, Angel. Hope you have a good night. Yes, thank you. If you want, for this little bit, I can turn the music back on too. Okay. So we want to take about 1 more minute just to answer what we can. If you feel that you can go ahead and answer any of these questions, you can go ahead and raise your hand. Okay, Tara. Okay. Tara, if you want to share, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta go back to the question. Well, it's kind of hard for me to do it because I'm all like drainage and everything, so I can't shrug my shoulders, so it's a little hard for that. So as far as the tension in my body, it's all in my neck. I'm not sure if that's sick related or my shoulders and my neck. Again, I'm not sure if the fever is what I sense, the warming, because I feel really flushed. I didn't really feel any cooling. I was wearing like a, I don't know how to explain it. It was like a dress, It had loose sleeves, but the rest of it was kind of form-fitting, and it had like a little fishtail bottom that was flowy, and it was like a silverish sheen to it. The person who gave me the box was AJ. She had her blue and purple hair and was covered in henna. And, she had a flower garland. The box was like an intricately carved wooden box with designs of woods and animals and things on it. The mirror was a square mirror, and it had like swirling Celtic design patterns around the edges. And it was like an antiqued looking, um, the starlight. The starlight was like a gold, kind of like air, but it was like frosted, but like with a gold tinge to it. And when I breathed out, it turned into like, you know, when you breathe out in the winter time and you can see your breath, only it was like iridescent sparkles. I'm not sure that I feel lighter or heavier. And it was an enjoyable experience for me. I think that I, in one way or the other, I think I'm just in too much pain right now and feverish to have anything. But
Just want to make sure it cut out for a second. Did you say you said I was spoken, Tara?
yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. AJ? Really,
If Jet, if you do you want to go?
yeah.
I don't really have a lot to share. I kind of saw future me on some stuff, but I'm a tense little potato tonight in my body. So it was just
Okay.
I was grounded and had a mini chat with future me, but yeah. I didn't have any breathing glitter, so I might have to like re-listen to this meditation again and be like, okay, do I get breathing glitter this time? That would be cool.
Sounds good. Okay, Jet. I saw you jotting down. I'm curious. I want to know.
I mean, if AJ was handing you the box, I would assume that breathing out iridescent glitter would be a thing. So I'm not that surprised. But yeah. So for me, after the meditation, I for whatever reason my jaw seemed to be still the most tense, which is odd for me because I don't normally focus my energy in my jaw. It's normally in my shoulders. And I mean there's still tension in my shoulders, but it was mainly focused on my jaw, which was interesting. I don't know if that's just because I'm going through different things in my life right now or something, that things are changing. I don't know. But because Brooke, just so you know, I actually did apply to a new job. So it's in the process, in the works. And so kind of all of the things that are kind of have been whirlwinding through my brain are kind of starting to ease up a little. So I'm just kind of in a weird transition state right now. And so for me, with what senses did I experience? The first and foremost feeling was shortness of breath and sort of nervous, which is kind of funny because I mean we were doing breathing exercises, but of just with the fact that I'm really afraid of heights. And so doing a meditation where I'm like, imagine I'm lifted up over the town or city in the air looking down, and I was just like so um so I was trying to not focus on the down. I was trying to focus on the up. But there was still there was still a humorous shortness of breath with that, of just like, I don't know, just like that panic induced type of thing. Like I can't even like watch a video game where someone's going down a roller coaster. Like I get too wound up. Um, but it was still a great meditation, by the way. I still did relax, but um so I had to sort of get past that and sort of, pretend that I was Gonzo in Muppets from Space when he goes and talks with the cosmic fish, where I'm like flying through space. So with that, I did feel quite a bit of warmth, but I am also all snuggled up in like the warmest blanket ever. But I think also just the imagining the light coming up over the horizon and feeling that warm feeling. Yeah. So yeah. So still warm. But still also with the knowledge that cold was all around me because I was above the atmosphere and like in a literal cold space, but myself was not cold. And I was adorned in glitter. In I don't know why, but apparently glitter is the motif. But it was like a skin suit, very similar to like Elsa, of all super just silvery skin suit glitter that sort of like goes from like body to like suit, kind of an ombre. I am one with the suit, which is interesting for me too because I'm not necessarily a skin type person. I'm not I it's not like I don't like my figure, but I don't flaunt my figure. And so yeah, it was very interesting of being like, even though I was above the clouds, I still wasn't, and like above everybody else below, I wasn't exposed. I don't know. And something I thought was and then next part, something I thought was interesting was that the person or star that gave me the gift, I actually never saw them. They were just sort of like there, like a presence, but I never saw what they looked like. I never could like in my brain I think I was trying to imagine them as like an alien because I was in this, different cosmic experience. But nothing was really coming, so I just sort of stopped trying. But and then I did see the box very clearly. Hang on one second. So the box was my grandma's jewelry box. And it doesn't have a mirror in it, and it currently doesn't have very much. Like, so here it is. Doesn't really have very much in it right now because I've got a new jewelry box. But like this part was all mirror. And so it was my grandma's new jewelry box that was being handed to me. Which after realizing that there was a mirror in it and reflecting me back at me, it kind of makes sense with the fact that my grandma Ellen, who this is her jewelry box, she's kind of where I get all of my artsiness, and just personality traits in general and stuff like that. She's very dear to me. In fact, actually, I did mention colored pencils. So these are my new to me, the Faber-Castell pencils. It's like the super expensive ones. These are my new to me ones that I inherited from my grandma when she passed away. So this is my collection of pencils from her. So that's why I was saying that I was doing colored pencils today, not crayons. And then lastly, I think, oh, there's two more. But what color was my Stardust and Starlight? My Stardust was very dark, kind of like graphite lead shavings. So very like, I don't know, just kind of like a dead wilted color. But then the Starlight was very yellow and warm. And then, yes, I know. And quite a difference from the metallic gray, like graphite. And I feel, and last thing, do you feel lighter or heavier? I definitely feel heavier, but just because of like my muscles being relaxed and just being very like grounded. Pun not intended. So yeah, I've spoken.
Thank you all for sharing. One of the, I know, again, I'm watching the time and everything, but I'm enjoying hearing what everyone has to say. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for experiencing, and thank you for coming to Guild. And if anything, before we do our takeaways, I just have, how about we go ahead and if everybody wants to go around and just say, what is it, the takeaways, and what else, AJ?
We've done it. Sorry. We've done, because it's online, we've done a little mix of both, that you can say your favorite part or takeaway, and then however you want to claim yourself. So like you can say your spiritual lineage, or just like your creative self of just like, I'm a creative person who dances and eats, or whatever.
Okay. So if you want, I do I usually start? I can't remember.
I can start if you'd like, if that
Okay.
helps. Yeah. Okay, favorite part. I think my favorite part was like that I handed her the box, and hearing why people joined the guild. That both of those just like made my heart melt. And just sometimes I have a good forgetter. And anxiety's a bitch. So that was cool. My takeaway is something it possesses you. Like if you try to possess it, it possesses you. I'm reorienting a lot of things lately. So that's gonna stick with me. I gotta put that on my mirror and remember that. So and then I'm AJ, daughter of a lot of people who have influenced me, some for the better, some for the worst. And keeper of my own soul and maker of my own path. Hopefully. I suppose.
I can go next. My takeaway is coming together with people again after kind of isolating and being isolated. You're not influenced by other people, so you kind of have to find yourself. So when there's no outside influence, it's nice to have people come to you and say you have something to offer. So would you mind offering it? So I appreciate that. And then yeah, seeing that there are still things that I can offer the world, and but also proud that I'm doing what I feel I need to do by focusing on my family. So I'm exhaling expectation and inhaling the love that is in my house. So I am Brooke, mother of Autumn, and daughter of many hurt and traumatized women, that I'm trying to heal the lineage. And I am a healer of past, present, and future women in my family. So it's exhausting. I have spoken. Great. So Jet, do you mind?
So my takeaway is that I think I'm on the right path right now, where so long I've been stuck on stagnant, just a stagnant state of being, and too afraid to move on, and too uninterested to move on, and focusing more on the negatives than the positives. And I mean, I know that I still am focusing on the negatives instead of the positives, because my my giving myself life list and my stressing me out list stressing out list is much longer than the giving life list. So I'm still you know, stuck in some areas, but I don't know, it was also just like a testament to how well I'm doing, I guess. To sort of check in with that. And yeah. I am Jet. Normally I don't claim myself to anyone, but I am the granddaughter of Ellen. And proud to be part of her line. And I'm also the only granddaughter from her daughter. So like I'm the only woman from her lineage that's like, I don't know, like my grandma, my mom, me. So just feeling proud about that and willing to hold that legacy up as well. Yeah, I've spoken.
Tara.
reminded that we have something that's nice. I've been sleeping for like 11 hours today. I don't know, like coming to guilt and learning about myself, getting ways to help myself, to look at myself, to grow. So,
Tara, would you be willing to scooch just like a hair closer? Because I know your throat is super scratchy, so I don't want to ask you to speak up. I'm sorry, you look so comfy leaning back.
the cat's in my lap. So my favorite thing is probably coming to guild and learning about different things to help myself and to grow. And I don't claim to be a daughter of anybody. It's just sorry. Spoken.
Well, first off, I thank you all for your honesty and showing up with where you are and just taking the time to be here and be with others. And that takes a lot of strength, and I appreciate each and every one of you for doing that. So usually during a tent, we end with the song. So do we do that here too?
Not usually, but we totally can.
Okay.
Wait,
Well, I am not a singer and I want to give AJ a break. So what I would like to do is just read one little quote that goes along with this too. You talk about being that midair. And it goes back to the trapeze. We talk about I'm not a trapeze artist, but my experience of letting go feels very much like being suspended in midair with nothing to hold on to. It is raw, naked, vulnerable, and uncomfortable. I would much prefer to let go when I know for sure what is coming. And when I have let go, I want to somehow stay connected just in case I want it back. To let go completely feels like suspension in the void. The practice of non-clinging is as free as swinging from bar to bar, effortlessly, in perfect trust and perfect timing. Any kind of holding too long or grasping too far forward in an effort to maintain a sense of security is deadly to our spiritual growth and the natural unfolding of our lives. It's this holding on to, it could be holding on to past versions of ourselves. It can be holding on to the idea of, for us, example is a house that we may not get because it just, timing wasn't right. Jobs didn't line up. So, but timing for what we want, I guess it's so weird to say, but like the breath, when it's held too long, the things that nourish us can also become toxic. So just remember to inhale, remember to exhale, be gentle with yourself, love yourself in little ways every day. And I hope that you each get relief, rest, and can find an exhale in your day-to-day life. So thank you all. Thank you for your patience with technical difficulties. And I do appreciate each of you for showing up for yourselves. So get some rest and enjoy the weekend while you can. Thank you.
Good night, friends.
Good night.